Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin. Today, I am starting a new series on melt and pour soap making. For this video, I am going to show you how you can naturally color and scent your melt and pour soap. So let's get started creating. So for this formula, you're going to want to cut your soap into little bite-sized pieces. I don't know if you can see that or not. But what I've done here is I've cut my goat milk melt and pour soaps into small chunks. And the reason for doing that, here I'm going to try to show you a little bit better. Why I did it in little chunks is so for easy melting. So this is definitely something that I would recommend doing. And then next, we're just going to go ahead and measure out, or rather weigh out in grams in our 2 heat-safe containers. So here in my heat-safe container, I have gone and already weighed out 1 pound. Actually, I think it came out to like 95 grams of melt and pour soap. Once you have done that, you're going to want to go ahead and take another heat-safe container, and you're going to want to weigh out some more of the melt and pour soap that you cut into little pieces. And for this particular formula, I'm going to go ahead and weigh out, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and weigh out a little less than what I did before, so about 45 grams. Now, keep in mind that this formula is very versatile. You can adjust the grams if you want to make a larger amount of soap. But this is kind of just a starting point to show you how to do this. Once you have done that, once you have weighed out your soap, you're going to want to go ahead and set this off to the side with the other one. And then now you're ready to go ahead and put your 2 heat safe containers in a double boiler system, so because you're going to want to melt these, and I will show you how to do that. So here you can see is my double boiler setup. I have just a pan that I do not use for, or a pot rather, that I do not use for cooking. And I've got my heat safe container. I put some tin foil on it so that nothing would fall in while it is melting. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it on the lowest setting because you do not want your melt and pour soap to go up above 145. So for the double boiler method, you will need a pan. In the pan, you will need to put 1 to 2 inches of water at the bottom. It's important to note that the pan you are using should be a pan that you do not use for cooking food. Once you have put the water at the bottom of your pan, you're going to want to add your heat-safe container. Now, like I showed in the video, you want to put some sort of like a tin foil, preferably, over your heat-safe container. That just ensures that nothing falls in the container and contaminates your melt and pour soap. Once you have done that, turn on the heat source to a low setting. Again, like I mentioned in the video, you want to make sure that your soap does not boil and it does not go over the 145 degree heat range. Now all you have to do is wait for your melt and pour soap to completely melt, and then turn off your heat source. Okay, once your soap has completely melted, you're going to want to let it sit before you add your colorant and your essential oils or fragrance oils that you're using. Now, with rosewood, you can use up to 3% per pound of soap. I'm not even going to use that much. I'm just going to use a couple drops just because I want a light scent, not overpowering. And I feel like that's a good number or a good weight for me, for my particular needs. So once it's cooled, and you don't want it to cool too long, you're going to add your colorant of choice, as I've done here. And you want to start out a little at a time, and you want to go up to about, let's see, if you're using an herb powder, it's going to be 1/2 to 1 teaspoon per pound. If you're using anything else, you want to follow what it says on either with the manufacturer or the purchase that you bought it at, or the place that you bought it at, rather. So let's go ahead and pour our soaps. Now, I did this in 2 separate containers, simply because, I don't know why, just kind of allowed me to make one a nice, beautiful pink color with my beetroot, and then the other one I just left solid white. So let's go ahead and start pouring. I'm going to pour them together. This typically is how I do it. And this is kind of fun because you can leave it as is, as it comes out, or you can even take like this wooden stick that I have, and you can kind of swirl it around if you choose, whatever you feel like doing. Now, it's important that you have, and I didn't mention this before, and I'm sorry, some rubbing alcohol, simply because you're going to want to make sure that all the bubbles are out of your soap as it's cooling. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, and you'll see me, I'm just going to go ahead and take my spray bottle of my alcohol, and it's actually rubbing alcohol, and you're just going to want to lightly spray it until all the bubbles are out. Okay. And, you know, if you have to do it again, it's okay. Really, this is just to ensure that your bubbles are not forming on your soap, because sometimes they like to do that. And I don't know about you, but I really don't want bubbles in my soap. Okay. Now you're going to go ahead and let the soap harden and completely dry. It usually takes a couple hours. And once it's dried, I will show you what to do next. So I just kind of wanted to let you know that you don't necessarily have to use 2 heat-safe containers to put your melt and pour soap in when coloring and adding scent. This is just what I chose to do. If you choose to just use like 1 heat-safe container, you're going to want to follow the same instructions. Just wait until the melt and pour soap has cooled a little, and then go ahead and add whatever colorant you choose and whatever fragrance or essential oils you choose. If you start to notice that as you're adding your colorant and your fragrance or essential oils, that the melt and pour soap starts to harden, don't worry. You can always just add it back to your heat-safe double boiler and just melt it, and then remove and continue on. Okay, so here you can see my 2 soaps. I have taken them out of the mold. I let them both sit for 24 hours to harden. Now, this is definitely not something that you need to do, but this is what worked best for me. And I love the way they turned out. Now, the first one is a little more of a rose kind of cream color with a little bit of specks, while the second one is a little more kind of a taupe color, or like a brown color with a little more speck. So thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more DIY formulas, don't forget to like and subscribe.